You're watching Football 360. Thanks for watching. It's another jam-packed show, so we'll get straight into it. Coming up, we'll show you how a local young guns fared against a visiting Indonesian academy. We also take a trip down memory lane and catch up with one of the state's most decorated players and all the action from the match of the week. But first, there's a new Premier League contender ready to leave its mark in top-flight football. Wanneroo City have jumped to the top of Division 1 after crushing Coburn at the weekend. But the Roos say it's just the start of a football renaissance.
Wanneroo's been around for a long time, and we've had this dream of literally trying to play at the best level possible. And to do that, you need some decent facilities to attract players to your club. Wanneroo for too long has been the place where people would come along and think, oh, we're going to Wanneroo again, the pitch ain't the best, it's bobbles and it's not this and it's cold and there's no atmosphere. And lucky enough with us, we've had probably 100 meetings with the city of Wanneroo, and through relentless hours of talking and meetings and emails sent back and forth, we eventually got them to help us out and produce the facilities that we've got now, which are probably, are the best around, to be honest. I think we just got the professionalism with us. We've assigned a great coach this year. We've got a good bunch of players that have been with the club for many years now, and they're here for the football and for the club.
When I came down to the club, I was amazed with the standard of players we had. I was quite worried. I spoke to quite a few coaches around the traps, and they suggested get a lot of new players in. Not the case. There's a lot of good players here. I think it's just different voice, maybe a different style suits them a bit better. And with new facilities, I think makes a massive difference. So it makes it a lot happier for boys to come down and train.
Looking ahead, Dave, to the end of the season, I mean, promotion, top flight football, that is the aim of the club.
That's where I want to be. As a coach, I want to coach at the top. Players do as well. So the opportunity is there for us. We've got enough in the tank. We've got enough quality players. We just need to make sure we just keep our hard work rate and a passing style. We've got a chance.
We did win promotion a few years back, and we come up and went straight back down. This year, the philosophy of the club is to do things properly and get up there and stay there. So we're just trying to do things right this time, so when we do get up, we stay up, because we believe we need to be there.
Promotion is our number one goal for this year. That's what we've been aiming for since day one. Coburn and Mandurah are going to be very strong challengers, as well as Ashfield too. But hopefully we've got enough in the locker, and a lot of our games for the second half of the season are all going to be at home. So that should give us a good advantage for the rest of the season.
How does Wanneroo fare compared to the other clubs you've played in the last 10 or so years?
Wanneroo is probably one of the most close-knit teams I've ever played with. You hear this a lot, and I've said to the boys here when I first came down that a lot of these lads here at Wanneroo don't know how special what they've got here. They're a real team of mates. The club itself, as you can see, it's just got a nice transformation of like $3.2 million by the council. Brand new pitch, brand new clubhouse, it's all been redone. It's right up there with the potential it's got. But unfortunately that potential won't be realised until we get into the Premier League. As our results have shown, we can more than match it with most of the Division 1 teams here, and even a couple of Premier League clubs we've knocked off in the Cup as well. So hopefully when we do get into the Premier League, we can show everybody else what we're about.
Give me a Nostradamus, Dave. Come 2013, what division, what league will Wanneroo be playing in?
I'm confident we're in the Premier. I think we've got a great chance. Yeah, if the boys perform to the way we believe we can, we'll be in the Premier League next year.
The Skillaroos and other Football West development squads went head-to-head against some Indonesian teams visiting at the weekend. Football 360 went along for some of the action.
There's an opportunity for us to, here in Perth and Football West, to host international guests from Indonesia, in particular Jakarta. We have around about 70, 80 young Indonesians visiting us for about 5 or 6 days. Obviously it's a football academy, and we took the opportunity to provide some games for them and for some of the local teams here. We've got the Skilleroos, and we also have the under-14 state team who are preparing for national championships, and we also have teams from Perth Soccer Club, one of which is off to the Kanga Cup, and also Melville. Clearly from a WA perspective, it's our closest neighbour, and we're always about providing opportunities, and if those opportunities are northwest and Southeast Asia as opposed to east and the eastern coast, it gives that international flavour to the game, which only football can do. But I think more importantly, it gives it those boys an opportunity to play someone from another country, a bit of cultural exchange, and you know, the international flavour of the sport is something that separates us from other sports. And rather than the sort of week in, week out junior league setup, is that they can go home and say they played for a team from Indonesia, which is something that others can't provide.
He's one of our most decorated players, carving an outstanding career in the 80s and 90s with a formidable long throw. Now he's at the helm of Perth Soccer Club's undefeated reserve side. Football 360 caught up with Taki Nicolaidis, who reflected on his colourful career, and at the top of his list, the 1988 Dosonia Cup final between Floreat Athena and Bayswater Inter.
Big game obviously for me. I think I'd played about 3 league games up until then. Plus, I think we'd just finished the top 4 finals before that, where we beat Sterling Macedonia back then 5-2, and scored in that as well.
Trying to run left. Hunter lets one go with his left foot. Can he get that in time? He's got it!
And then the week after, it was against Bayswater at Macedonia Park. I remember the first goal, I scored the first goal that game when we won 2-1. Playing in a final, scoring in a cup final, it is a bit of a dream, especially being an Athena junior back then, coming through the ranks and seeing the club, being around the club for so long, and then getting the opportunity playing first team was pretty special. I've played 10 years with Athena first team, won a number of trophies, league, finished on top with minor premiers, won cup finals, won captain of the night series, represented the state half a dozen times as well, and probably my biggest honour was being in the squad against Werder Bremen at the Wacker. I think there was about 16,000 people. That was just after they won the UEFA Cup that year as well. So yeah, no, I'm pretty lucky to have had such a big career. At the end of last season, been at the club for 9 years as an assistant first to Michael Rocky, then following that with Ante Kovacevic. The club made a decision to appoint Chris Barbas that very next day, which left me on the outer. Within a couple of weeks, I got approached by Walter here at Perth, seeing if I was interested in coming to Perth. We've been undefeated. Lucky that I've got a good squad, great bunch of guys. I think the oldest, we've got one guy at 20, the rest are 17, 18, 19. So got a good young group of boys that are very talented and pushing for first team as well. And just bringing my experience from Athena over here and just helping develop these guys into first team players in the future.
Is Athena's lost Perth's gain?
Oh, look, that's Athena's decision. At the end of the day, that's what the board decided, and it's not too often that a club like Perth come knocking on your door, trying to bring you over. So for me, it wasn't too hard a decision to make to come to Perth.
Bankwest, happily supporting the communities of WA.
You're watching Football 360. We're coming to you from 6PR Stadium, the home of Inglewood United, who are set to host Floreat Athena this weekend in the match of the week, which is also probably going to be the match of the year. Both teams at the top of the table. Who will win? Well, we're about to find out. Joining me now is Bobby Despotovski, Inglewood United's assistant coach. Bobby, good to see you again. Now, as I said, both teams locked on 34 points. Athena just ahead on goal difference, but it's a massive game this weekend, isn't it? Because it would be fair to say that whoever wins this weekend, the 3 points, whoever gets the 3 points is in a commanding position for the rest of the year to win the league title.
I don't know if they're in commanding position to win the league, but they obviously favourites to win it. It's top of the table clash, you know, both sides playing well, got some good results recently, and it's a special game for our boys, knowing that we lost 6-1 against Floreat over there. So we're gonna do everything that we can to rectify that result that we got in the first round. You need to be on your game to win against Floreat. Simple as that. It's not, you can't have any passengers on the team, and anything below par, it's not going to be good enough.
It's been a rebuilding year for the team, but obviously, have you surpassed your expectations? As we say, equal first. Anything is possible from here at the moment, isn't it, with only 6 games to go?
If on the start of the season, after 16 games, somebody said that you're going to be top of the league with Floreat, you take that, you know. So, you know, it was a rebuilding process, and, you know, a couple of guys that left, and a few players that joined us from Glory Youth and stuff like that. So it's been great working with them.
All right, well, it's sure going to be an exciting match this weekend. Inglewood hosting Floreat. Speaking of Floreat, they played against Armidale in the match of the week. Ashley Morrison has the highlights from that match.
Round 15 of the All Flag State Premier League saw Armidale travel to Floreat Athena, the team with the best home record in the league. But in just the 12th minute, they found themselves behind. Pritchard found Ludovic Boy, who played the perfect ball into the path of John Brooks, who outpaced the Armidale defence and rolled the ball past Sharrock to open the scoring. Late in the first half, from a Brad Effie clearance, Floreat possibly should have doubled their lead. The ball fell to Brooks, who played it to the edge of the box, where it was touched back to Heaney, who played a superb ball to the back post, having spotted the run of Boy, but he just failed to make contact and direct the ball home. Early in the second half, Heaney received the ball on halfway for Floreat and squared to Roberts. It came back to Heaney via Pritchard. A shimmy of the hips sent the defence the wrong way, and he played the ball into the path of the overlapping Jack Allen, who crossed, only for Pritchard's header to rebound off the crossbar. Viaggio made a hash of his clearance, but was helped out by Sam Lovelace and Dale Wingle. In the 68th minute, Pritchard floated a free kick to the back post, where the unmarked Mark Walsh headed home to make it 2-0 to Floreat. Cyril Sharrock was alert at the edge of his box minutes later, but when the danger looked to have been averted, an underhit pass by Castrilli was intercepted by Boy, who pulled the ball back for Heaney, who was only denied by a sharp save from Sharrock.
Yeah, look, it was going to be tough playing against Armidale, who are never going to give you an easy game. But yeah, the lads stuck to the game plan, and we got one in each half, which was comforting, and we kept a clean sheet, which we haven't done for a little while too, which helped.
Floreat's win sees them stay top of the ladder on goal difference from Inglewood United, who kept the pressure up with a 1-0 win away at Balcatta thanks to Alex Jovic's 5th goal in 4 games. Perth travelled to Bunbury and returned with 3 points courtesy of a 2-0 win thanks to goals in each half from Josh Wilkins and Greg Sharland. Sorrento stayed in touch with the leaders following a 3-1 win over local rivals ECU Joondalup, while Bayswater City would count themselves lucky to take all 3 points against the Western Knights after having to finish the game with just 9 men, which means Floreat Athena and Inglewood United remain top with Bayswater 3 points adrift and Sorrento a point behind them and Perth a point behind Sorrento. Balcatta and Stirling sit mid-table, while there's no change at the bottom with Armidale, Bunbury Forum Force, the Western Knights and ECU Joondalup all losing. This week's match of the week is undoubtedly the clash of the top 2 teams, Inglewood United v Floreat, while another key clash is the game between ECU Joondalup and Bunbury Forum Force. Armidale host a depleted Bayswater following their 2 red cards at the weekend, while the Western Knights take on a Sorrento side looking to stay in touch with the leaders. And wrapping up the weekend, on Sunday, Perth play host to Stirling Lions.
And that wraps up another 360 webisode. Thanks for watching, and remember to tell us your local football story. We'll be back next week. See you then.